What's up, Sooner fans? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Before we start on this injury update video, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and you subscribe. That's what you have to do. You'll be getting all the content on the daily, so make sure you do that. Guys, we are looking good this week as far as injuries. BV today in the presser alluded to some injuries and gave an update on those. So let's start. I think with the main injury update, everyone knows Andrell Anthony is not going to be back, had the surgery. But as far as the rest go, McCain Matoyer looks like about a week or two on that high ankle sprain, guys.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out. I know BV said, I think he said you're going to have to expect to see all of Caleb Schaefer, Caden Green, and Troy Everett. I think those are
and
Bird. Those are the names he mentioned there. So probably 1 to 2 weeks with Matoyer. Maybe it's a situation where he could be good in 1 week, but maybe you hold him out for 2. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see where they go there. I'd imagine probably Caden Green getting the start at left guard, one would think, and then maybe Troy Everett or Caleb Schaefer at right guard getting the start. But good to know that BB said you can expect to see all of them.
I look for it to be Caden Green and Caleb Schaefer. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think especially with Caleb Schaefer being a captain this week, I think he'll get the start. And guys, I think it was Brent Venables today that said when Caleb Schaefer plays in the game, he does really well. He even made a comment like Bill Beatenbow will sometimes get upset with him at practice, but he says in the games he does great. So we'll see how he does and how he performs there. And then we kind of mentioned the cornerbacks. They were really, I would say, really low as far as depth against Texas at that position.
Did have Key Lawrence playing corner.
With Key Lawrence having to play corner, they were really depth-wise. They were kind of hit hard. But it sounds like, according to Brent Venables, Kenai Walker, Makari Vickers, and Josiah Wagner are all available against UCF. That's big news.
Yeah, and Gentry Williams really wasn't mentioned. So Gentry Williams is good to go. I know someone asked us about Gentry.
I think it was just dehydration or something.
Yeah. So they're going to be very deep at the corner position going into this week. There was no talk of Marcus Major at all as well. Right, Brody?
Yeah, no, but Barnes, I need to pull up the exact quote because
I know it.
Yeah.
The quote on Barnes was that BV said they hope to have him for the last few weeks of the season. Now, I don't know if a few weeks means, if he meant 3 literally or if he's talking 5 or 6. I guess that can be implied.
Yeah, the exact quote, and this is from George Stoya on Twitter. He said, Venables said possibly when asked if Javonte Barnes will be healthy to contribute moving forward health-wise. He said they are hopeful, which he's used hopeful a lot this season.
Yeah, so that's something he's still probably nursing to try to get 100%.
Do you think about redshirting Barnes if he's not going to be healthy? And he's played in, I think, he definitely hasn't played in more than 4 games. So is that a possibility that if he can't get healthy, do you not try to force him back into it and maybe take it a little bit slower with him?
I think if he's not playing for you, obviously would redshirt him for his own benefit. Whatever happens, but you got Hicks and Smothers as well waiting. You got Tatum going to be coming in. This room's going to be loaded. But, yeah, I think for his benefit, if he's not in 4 games, seeing action, you definitely would redshirt him.
Yeah, and, you mentioned Andrell Anthony earlier, Jeremy, out for the year. Who do you guys see in that position this week, and who do you think you see more of at receiver? Do you think Gibson gets – I know we all probably think Anderson's going to be in that role, but
yeah.
Do you think Gibson will get a lot more play this week, I bet? And what about Brendan Thompson, guys?
Both of those guys should get a lot more play.
Yeah, and I think Nick Anderson is the guy moving forward. Obviously, he's going to get some breather and some rest, and I think Gibson would be the one. Logically, I think that would step in. And Brendan Thompson, I think, is going to play, I think he's going to take some shots a couple times down the field and hopefully maybe on some reverses and things. But I think this is Nick Anderson's job now to take it. And we haven't really seen, just some of the stuff that Andrell Anthony did and Nick Anderson do. We know he can catch touchdowns. We know he's caught the long ball. So that'll be interesting how he's used this week.
Yeah, I think you'll see, primary four wide receivers where it has been Jalil Farouk, Andrel Anthony, Drake Stoops, and Nick Anderson. Now you'd probably go Jalil Farouk, Drake Stoops, Nick Anderson, Jaden Gibson. And this is when your competitive depth comes into play, and you hope that Anderson, he's looked really good. I think, 11 catches, 6 touchdowns or something like that. Now he's going to get more reps. Jaden Gibson's going to get more reps, and one would think they will take a leap.
Yeah, and speaking of injuries here, also got to mention UCF injury as far as their quarterback's back this week. He's a big part of what they do. You can tell when he didn't play. And guys, even Brent Venables alluded to earlier today, look what happened last year when OU's quarterback went down. They struggled. And UCF hasn't had their leader there, and now he's back. He's a dual threat guy. He can fly. He's really good at spreading the ball around. Their offense is really good. So this will be a good test over the next few weeks because they're playing basically the two best offenses in the league other than OU and probably Texas. So, and I think UCF's number 1 rated in the Big 12.
And they're top 5 nationally. I know people want to say that who they played, but they are ranked top 5 nationally. And BV talked about that. And it's going to be interesting what they do on the defensive side of the ball. I know we'll break it down more as we get closer to Saturday on our pregame podcast and as we have maybe a guest on to break it down for us. But really, it's going to be interesting because the guy can fly. He's mobile. If they're going to spy him or not, I think that's going to be an interesting thing to look for. But the good news is OU is fairly healthy. And I say fairly healthy because it sucks to lose a guy like Andrel Anthony for the season. It sucks that Matoyer, who's played, I think, like 417 out of 450-something snaps on the year.
Something like that.
It was some crazy number. He's pretty much played all year. So that's 2 guys that, it hurts to lose. And hopefully Matoyer can nurse that thing very quickly back, maybe even get on the Aaron Rodgers rehab. So maybe even be back in a week or so. But, yeah, pretty healthy moving in, guys, to UCF.
Yeah, apart from Matoyer and the 2 ACL injuries that the Sooners are, or we don't know actually if it's ACL, that's pure speculation. But the 2 leg injuries between Justin Harrington and Andrel Anthony, the Sooners are fully healthy. And defensively, you mentioned they're going up against John Reese Plumlee, but, they're at full strength for what they can be at with obviously Harrington out for the year. You're at full strength. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a good test. And I think, also if the Sooners can get up in this game, it'll be good to kind of, let some guys get in and kind of start to, figure out some more depth.
Yeah, and depth is going to be a key because, like you mentioned with the quarterback being back, you start chasing a guy around like that, you're going to need some bodies, need some guys in there to give some breathers. So should be exciting. OU UCF, 11 a.m. kick as we're accustomed to on ABC. We'll make sure we're dropping some more videos this week, content leading up to this ball game. So make sure you're subscribed. You need to go to our YouTube channel, do that. Turn on those notifications, like and comment. Till next time, guys. Boomer.